Hi guys, welcome back to ladensercrochets. If you're new to the channel, you're welcome. Kindly subscribe and join the family. In today's tutorial, we're going to be upcycling another pair of pants to make it into a skirt. This is a very quick and easy tutorial and I hope you're going to enjoy it. If you do, kindly leave a like, comment and share. Now grab that tight pair of pants that you've been wondering what to do with it, and let's get into the tutorial. We are starting out with this pair of pants. The reason why I'm upcycling this pair of pants is because it's too tight. It cannot go through my hips, and therefore I want to turn it into a skirt. And to do that, we need to measure the fly length. So right there at the fly area, we're going to get the measuring tape and measure it out, and it's at 9.5 inches. Then I'll move along and measure 9.5 at different points of the pants, like so. So I've measured and marked at that point. Then I'll measure and mark at the edge of the pants, and then I'll also measure and mark on that fly area. Then turn to the other side of the pants and do the same thing. Do 2 markings right there, and then I'll do another one on the edge of the pants. So take those measurements, and then we're going to join those points that we've marked. And I'm just going to draw a straight line joining the points on either sides of the pants. So let me join these points on one side of the leg, and then I'll do the same thing on the other side. The reason why I mark is to make sure that when I'm cutting, I'm able to cut in a straight line and make sure that the measurements are consistent both on the front and the back part of the pants. So I'm just joining that line, and then I'm going to get a pair of scissors and cut along the lines. So get your pair of scissors after measuring, and then we're going to cut. So right here, I'll just cut off the legs from the pants, and these will convert my pants into a skirt, a very short skirt. Then after that, I'll use my yarn and the hook to increase the length of the skirt. So let me continue cutting to the end, and then after that, we'll work the crochet bits of the skirt. After cutting that off, this is what we have. Next, I'll get a very small hook. I'm using a 0.75mm crochet hook and the yarn, and I'm going to start at the middle part of the pants at the back. Insert the hook right there and get the yarn and pull it through. The reason why we are using a very small hook is because it's able to go through the pair of jeans and then pull the yarn through. Then we're going to chain one at that point, and then we're going to go to a point like a centimeter apart. I've not measured, I'm just going to estimate my stitches and do a single crochet. Go into a point on the pants like a centimeter from the last one, and we do another single crochet. Like I've mentioned, this is just an estimation. It doesn't have to be exactly 1 centimeter, but make sure that the stitches are not too far apart. You just need to make sure that you're being consistent with the placement of your stitches on the skirt. So now just keep going with those single crochet stitches, making sure that they are about a centimeter apart, and we're going to work all the way around the bottom part of the skirt, and I'll meet you at the end to show you what to do next. I'm coming to the end and I'm just going to work my last stitch right there on the hem, and as you can see I'm forcing the hook through because it's a bit tight. Then I'll pull the yarn through and complete the single crochet. Then to complete row 1 we slip stitch onto the first single crochet that we did, slip stitch, and we're not going to need this small hook anymore. We're going to change from the small hook to a 3.5mm crochet hook, and so I'll put that hook into that loop, and then I'm going to chain 4. So chain 1, 2, 3 and 4, then yarn over and go into the same stitch with a double crochet, and that is going to create a V stitch. Next we're going to yarn over and do a double crochet into the next stitch, just one double crochet, then yarn over into the next stitch, do a V stitch, that is a double crochet, chain 1, another double crochet into the same stitch. So we have a V stitch, a double crochet and another V stitch. Then next we're going to have a double crochet into the stitch that follows. The next one will be a V stitch, that is a double crochet, chain 1, another double crochet into the same stitch, then one double crochet next, then a double crochet V stitch next, double crochet, chain 1, another double crochet into the same stitch, then one double crochet into the next stitch, and then a V stitch into the next one. Then we're going to alternate between the V stitch and the double crochet till we've gone all the way around, and that will be our row 2. So now let me keep going and I'll meet you at the end of row 2 to show you how to complete it and begin row 3. The last stitch of the second row should be just a double crochet because we started with a V stitch. Then to complete we're going to slip stitch into that gap, and then we're going to chain 4. So that is 1, 2, 3 and 4. Go back into the same gap and do a double crochet, which will make a V stitch. Then we skip over to the double crochet that is on its own and place a double crochet into it. We're actually working in rounds and not rows, so I'm in round 3. Then into the chain 1 gap from the previous round we're going to work a V stitch. Then we're going to have a double crochet into the double crochet that was on its own. Then in the chain 1 gap we're going to work a V stitch, that is double crochet, chain 1, another double crochet. Then we're going to work on top of the previous double crochet, just place 1 double crochet, then 1 double crochet V stitch into the chain 1 gap. So that is double crochet, chain 1, another double crochet. Next we're going to have a double crochet onto the previous 1 double crochet that was on its own, then double crochet V stitch onto the chain 1 space. So we're going to have the double crochet, chain 1, another double crochet right there, then double crochet next, and yeah, into that double crochet we place another double crochet, then into the chain 1 gap we do a double crochet V-stitch, and we repeat this to the end of round 3. So keep going, I'll meet you at the end of round 3. I'm coming to the end of round 3, and my last stitch should be just 1 double crochet, then slip stitch into that space right there at the beginning. Then we're going to chain 4 to begin round 4, chain 1 2, then 3 and 4 back into that gap with a double crochet to complete the V-stitch. Then we work a double crochet in the previous double crochet that was on its own. Next we work a double crochet V-stitch into the chain 1 space in that V-stitch. So double crochet, chain 1, another double crochet, then a double crochet into that double crochet that is on its own. Then into the chain 1 space we do the V-stitch, and now we're just going to keep repeating round 3 until we get to the full length of, or the extension of the skirt that we want. So let me keep going with the rounds, and I'll come back then let you know the number of rows that I did to get me to the full length of the skirt that I'm working. You can work as many rows as possible. Once I complete my skirt, I'll let you know the number of rounds that I'll have done. I went on to do a total of 15 rounds, and that gets me to my desired length. And at the end, I just chained 1 and cut off the yarn, then I weaved it in. And now we are done with our skirt. Kindly leave a comment below and let me know what you think about this upcycle and whether we should do more of these. See you in the next one.